now I got the fucking chat overlay going on. I can see what's going on. Alright, let me just do some more housekeeping stuff. Should probably put this one. My mouse is not joining me, so see my mouse. I figured it out, guys. I figured out how to do it, how to put in the thing, how to put in the chat overlay. I have to, hold on. Let me go to my thing so I can see it. Victory. There we go. Yeah, sorry, Asian movement. I had to fix some things, but once I get, is the audio fine right now? I think it should be, now that I got my mic situated. You got all this new technology on the channel. We got this chat overlay going on. You know? Look at that. Look at how advanced I am at computing. Look at how, you know, tech savvy I am. I should probably figure out how to get rid of the stuff that doesn't matter, like the studio, YouTube, whatever. But I just figured it out 5 minutes ago by going on YouTube and copy pasting. Yo, what's up, Gorn Toad 420? I don't know who you are, but the Twitch stream is not as popular as the YouTube stream. Though I guess 3 people now. 3 people on Twitch as opposed to 6 only on YouTube. So maybe my Twitch. How do I? Actually, you know what? I want to change this test thing. You know what? I'm gonna put in my Fireside chat heading over here as well. This is gonna be kind of a chill one. You know, last one, I think, like, because of the copyright thing, they didn't even post my episode at all. So I kind of wanted to just make it an episode about this. Hold on. All right. Yeah, it's fine. Sup, Ivan? What's going on? So Ivan and I, we might catch Dead to Rights this week. That's what Okay, I can't have tea every week, okay? There's not enough tea to spill everywhere. Like I can't get into that much drama, you know? There's only a finite amount of drama anyone can really get into. So there's a limited amount of tea that is available to spill for any one person, you know? I feel like fucking Twitch. Apparently you can't use Japs on Twitch, okay? Victory over the Japanese Nazis, okay? How about that? Fucking Twitch. What? This may victory over the Japanese. What the fuck? How about victory over the Japanese weekend, huh? You gotta let me have that. Fucking Twitch. How come I can't call the Japanese Nazis? They were literally worse than the fucking Nazis. You fucking Jeff Bezos and your dumbass fucking platform. Fuck you. Doing okay, Goon toward 420. But just if you can, I'll put the YouTube chat, or I'll put the YouTube if you wanna chat with the rest of the peeps. No, I got I was editing my Twitch because, like, usually it just says test, so people coming straggling in are like, oh, it's just some random idiot testing out his Twitch, figuring it out, and so they file in and they're like, they say a few comments about how retarded I am, and and then leave, and then I'm like, okay, cool. That's usually what's been going. So I was like, all right, maybe I need to put a headline to inform people who do actually click on this thing, on the algorithm. Hey, this is what this stream is probably going to be about. Politics, yay. Um, but yeah. Called Jap carrot head instead. It's a slur for Jap in Cantonese. What's the thing behind that? What's carrot head about? Holy cow! What do you guys think of this chat overlay thing? It's pretty cool, right? I think it's better than the stream elements thing that I was using before. I like it just because it's just the whole fucking thing. But yeah, me and Ivan, I checked Dead to Rights. It is playing in a Chinese movie theater near you, or near me, rather. There's plenty in the 626 region of Los Angeles. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Los Angeles, but the 626 region, also known as San Gabriel Valley, has a lot of Chinese, mostly Taiwanese, but some Chinese people. Also in Burbank. That's correct, Ivan. So me and Ivan and maybe one other person who's also kind of like in the business might watch that movie. So we will, if I do, I'll obviously have a review for that coming up the next fucking episode. So that'll be on the docket for that. Let's see, Amazon. Let me get. So arriving tomorrow, I should be getting. Oh no, that's something different. Arriving. Where the fuck is my card? Wait a second. Did Amazon cancel my fucking order? That can't be right. Oh. Now arriving Wednesday. So if all goes well, I will have the card ready to go, ready to do some stuff. If it doesn't arrive then, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I guess I'll sue Amazon. No. So if it arrives on Wednesday, that'll be 20th. I get Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater on the 28th. So I will probably play. Trying to think. So that means on the 21st and the 24th, I might stream Death Stranding for a little bit just to try it out. But I think I'm going to stream Metal Gear Solid 3 once that comes out, because that's going to be the bigger draw in general. You know what? I guess I do kind of care about views and whatever, you know? I guess I lied. I'm doing things to improve my chances in the algorithm, so I guess some would say that I was a hypocrite this entire time and I wasn't just speaking to aliens 500 million years from now. I guess part of the reason is that, you know, maybe I'm still a stupid optimist who thinks you could turn it all around if enough people listen to what I have to say, you know? I was in you know, my party stuff, you know, we had to read What Is to Be Done recently. If you guys know that text, it's a Lenin text in 1902. This was, like, I think, even before the formation of the Bolsheviks, or the split between the Bolsheviks and the Mensheviks. They were the Russian Social Labor Democratic Party, I think, at that point, RSLDP or whatever it was called. And this was kind of like, you know, there were debates going on about what the hell? What the hell happened there? There's debates going on about what actual socialism was about, whether, you know, like today you have your fucking Bernie or like fucking AOC people saying, oh, we just need to, you know, just gradual change into socialism. Like, no, Lenin's like, that's fucking bullshit nonsense, because any sort of concession they give to you under capitalism, they could easily just roll it back next cycle, next president, next whatever. They'll just, like, fucking, you know, like we seen that all in, you know, what Trump basically did to, you know, blah blah blah. So it doesn't even fucking matter. Basically there's no other solution. But anyway, the point is, the other thing he talked about was starting a newspaper, because like at that point in Russian history, so many people, the Russian people were not educated, even compared to the rest of Europe. They were, there was a semi-feudal economy, so there was a lot of uneducated peasants that didn't know what the fuck was going on, and were just kind of like whatever. So he was like, we got to educate the masses. They have to know why they're getting or how they're getting screwed, why they're getting screwed, and what they can do about it. So this is me being like, you know what? I guess I'll do stuff to improve the chances that people will hear about it, so people can learn or whatever. So yeah, obviously that's not working because the Twitch stream is just losing. Everyone that comes in the Twitch just leaves. So I'm going to pretend that they come into the YouTube and chat with the rest. No, just kidding. That's probably doesn't happen. But yeah. Oh 07. Oh, salute. Oh yeah, everyone needs to check in SAR when they can. Check in. It's just a phrase you just put in. You don't even have to put your real location. You could say you're from Mumbai, just to complete the LARP and complete the lols. Mumbai or Delhi or Mombasa. Oh wait, Mombasa's in Africa, I think. But whatever the fucking Indian cities are, I don't even fucking know what they are. Kerala? No, that's a region in India. Yeah, to be honest, I should probably do more research on India, given how much shit I talk about it. But it's just kind of like, I think the Jeets kind of speak for themselves, don't they? Have you figured out how to stream movies yet? Not legally, David Tate. Not legally. I think any sort of watch party we're going to have on a Discord. So that's gonna have to be more of like a private type of thing. Which is fine. I could just like the stream will be on the stream, and then you could either follow in the Discord or follow in, like play it yourself, like have it up, and then we all just kind of like be like 10, 9, 8, and then boom, like we're all in the same fucking press play at the same time. That's basically, the solutions I can think of, because I think like the algorithm's just gonna fucking deny me, right? It even denied me playing an actual YouTube video, which doesn't even fucking make sense. There might be a way to actually stream a YouTube video on the YouTube stream, but then it wouldn't be available on Twitch and TikTok, and that's probably the main reason. Actually, that doesn't even make sense. How would YouTube know that the stream was streaming to other platforms? That also doesn't make sense. Never mind. YouTube just sucks. Anyway, Mumbai scam call center. Nice. Swan Nichan. Somebody understood the assignment. Naga, India. What's Naga? Is that a city? Amazon cancel your orders because you used the word Japs. That's right. Twitch is owned by Amazon, obviously. So obviously they're listening in. What's the car? Oh yeah, that is kind of news. I am getting a new car on I think on Saturday. So my sister, I believe is coming this weekend, dropping off a car for me. For those of you not in the know, a friend of mine called me the world's poorest millionaire because I do everything not to spend money. It's the Korean mom instilled in me, that I still like collect these things, the ketchup packets. You can never have too many ketchup packets. You never know when you're going to need a ketchup packet. And so that's kind of how I've been. So I totaled my car 2 years ago, which was also a hand-me-down car. That was my 2004 Toyota Camry that used to be my mom's car. I actually used it for a year at Duke University in college. But of course, once I graduated college, I had no need for a car in New York City. But then when I moved to LA in 2012, I took the 2004 Camry all across the country and used that car for 11 years until I totaled it. And I needed a new car. Well, I didn't actually need it. So the idea was like I didn't know if I wanted to stay in LA, and so buying a car was like, I don't know if I want to commit to LA, so maybe I'll just use Uber, and I was using more of my scooter because my area is kind of has a lot of bike lanes, so it's actually kind of convenient to use a scooter, and I've taken it to things that are around 7 to 8 miles away. It's kind of like the limit to how far you can go. But yeah, finally I'm getting a car. After 2 years of not having one. My sister just got a new car, so she was like, "Hey, do you want my old car?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So I will soon have my second car ever. I have never bought a car in my life, and so that will be. I'm continuing the streak of never buying a car. Um, Maybe that'll continue forever. Or I guess like maybe I can continue the streak such that I will never have bought a gas-powered car, because in the future I could see myself buying an electric car. So I would have a streak of never buying a gas car in my life. Not that that's worth anything, but it's just a stupid little award in my mind. But yeah. Anyway, Banswara, India. Did you guys look this up, or did you guys actually know Indian cities before? Oh yeah, I crashed the Camry. Wait, you can stream any movie in the public domain, but oh, well, yeah, but then if it's in the public domain, wait a second. But that movie we just saw was literally on a YouTube video. Like, if a YouTube is not all YouTube videos public domain technically, because just click on it. Like, if it's not public domain, it shouldn't be on YouTube. It should be copyright struck, and the person should take it down, right? That's the fucking retarded part of that stupid ban. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, another year, another kind of like we forgot all about the idea that there was a World War II on the other side of the world. Yeah, exactly, Wang Wenichan. Um, if I played Eternals, the double penetration WMF mind virus fantasy movie. It's funny because I was watching some updates on Marvel or whatever, because I like to know what's going on in the industry and what's going on in the business. And some guy kind of like basically confirmed that Marvel is going to attempt to memory hole the Eternals, like forever. I found that hilarious. I'm just kind of like, yeah, no fucking duh. That shit fucking. I don't know how. I don't know like how people make decisions in these companies. Sometimes I'm just kind of like, does the CIA just run everything? Because like, what kind of like creative would make these terrible decisions? But anyway, actually, I might do a fucking Joy Luck Club stream just to be like, what the fuck is this bullshit? So look out for that. We might do a special stream for Joy Luck Club at some point in the future. This will probably be after I stream, Metal Gear Solid and all this other stuff. But yeah. Why wouldn't all YouTube videos not be in public domain? That makes no fucking sense at all. I actually never saw Joy Luck Club, so I want to just do a live first viewing of it so people could see my. So that one I think we'll probably won't do on stream because I feel like it'll get taken down. Do they care if it's like? We're just gonna have to do the method where. Yeah, it's just gonna be on Discord or some shit. And everyone has to sign up for the Discord. I guess that's a way for people to sign up for the Discord and get people in, right? But yeah. Unless wait, Discord, does Discord allow that? Or would they ban stuff that's like a watch party? Like, they gotta have watch parties, right? Because like Discords aren't public. They're kind of just, I don't even know fucking. how any of that shit works. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. I don't know how to. Can you just do that on OBS? I guess you probably can. I'm sure there's a function where we can blur out shit. Or I could make it transparent like this fucking thing, right? I could make it transparent and make it like a smaller, like, rectangle, such that it's like if I made it like a, if I made myself big and the movie small, maybe that would work. Oh, okay, yeah. So if they regularly stream anime, then oh yeah. The problem is I don't even know where to find a Sesue Hayakawa movie. How the fuck would I find that shit? Um, Hayakawa, for those of you who don't know, actually started the AMWF mind virus back in America in the 1920s or 1930s. He actually was in the movie business, and because they're all racist, they all portrayed him as the villain. But even as the villain, like, the white women had the hots for him because they're like, I guess he portrayed the villain really well, and they were like, oh shit, I love that bad boy energy. And so this guy was so hot, I guess, or whatever, bad boy energy, that all the white women wanted his ass. And so the studio people were like, oh, fuck that, we're not putting you in any movie, villain or hero. See, it's so funny. It's so funny how, like, everyone's like, oh, Asian men, you're just mate guarding, or they're just misogynist, or like whatever. And it's like, nah, this is like white people did that shit every single time to, like, against Asian Riz. Like the Filipino Americans coming, and they were hate crimed basically for having too much Riz with white women. They were literally massacred because they had too much Riz. And the same fucking shit is happening with K-pop today, right? It's like, like whenever, Sesue Hayakawa, Japanese guy, had Riz, and the Filipino man had Riz, and then, like, the fucking Korean men have Riz, and then now that they tried to make it like, oh, they're effeminate, they're gay or whatever, blah blah blah, and then now the Chinese men have Riz because, like, the PLA look like fucking, like, they actually look like men instead of fucking, our military, which looked like retarded nonsense. And they still can't accept it. It's just like there's so much cope in the Western world. Like like people don't understand. People think that I'm like, oh, I'm an incel. Oh, this is everything I think about. It's like, no, this is everything you guys think about now. We are past the century of humiliation. Ended. Okay, it's the century of redemption for the Asian man has begun, and so the graph is trending upwards, guys, or the graph is trending upwards for Asian men, and it's trending downwards for the white man, and you can see it. It's all about fucking money at the end of the day. It's all about like, what do fucking men want? They want, like, surface level, the thing that men want is someone who's attractive at the fucking base level, someone who's attractive at the very least, or at least attractive to them. If it doesn't get things working down there, then there really isn't any relationship going on, right? So then they're kind of looking for that. And so what are women looking for? Throughout the dawn of fucking time, women are looking for a man who can, A, be their protector, B, be their provider, because guess what? C, they want to have kids that they can raise comfortably and know that their man is going to back them up in raising these children. Because guess what? Raising children, you need a lot of resources and you need protection to do that. So it's just kind of like, yeah, when Asia as a whole makes a lot more money, like in the 1950s, yeah, Asian men, yeah, or Asia, we were poor, and like, yeah, the white man had a lot more money than us, and they had a lot more propaganda, so we could say that we had all small dicks and whatever. And so yeah, if you're in fucking America, in the West, as an Asian woman, of course you're gonna fucking want to date a white man if you can, because like they have the fucking money, they have the fucking influence, they have all the fucking resources. Of course. Like, it's just like logically, like, yeah, we get it, right? But then now the inflection point has been fucking reached. So, yeah, do you see me sweating? That's not like, I'm not sweating about this. These fucking retards think that I'm sweating about the WMAF. And I'm like, no, I'm just highlighting how fucking WMFs, particularly Taiwanese WMAF women, have a lot of fucking influence and talk a lot of fucking bullshit nonsense and are the actual fucking traitors of our entire race, of our entire like continent, really. And so this is like what I'm trying to highlight, but of course it's like, oh, you're an incel, you hate women. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? God, everyone's so fucking stupid. That's why, like, and it's just kind of like, I love when people kind of like, when I call people out or say like X group is fucking retarded, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, and then somebody brings it up or somebody's like, oh, everyone should watch this thing because I'm offended because I'm part of this group that he just, subjectively said all the people. It's funny because those are the kinds of people that actually prove me right. Those people who say like, oh, how dare you, blah, blah, blah. You know why? Because it's like, if the shoe don't fit, why wear it? It's like, obviously there are white people that fuck with my content and know that I'm not talking about them. So clearly you feel offended because you're probably being talked about. Sorry, bro. I mean, if maybe this is the way. This is you get educating. This is how you get educated, from me basically calling out your nonsense bullshit, and be like, oh, I guess I was talking nonsense bullshit. That's what I'm saying, guys. It's just all so tiresome. All right, I'll stream the fucking Sesue Hayakawa movie, I guess, at some point. I don't even fucking know what's good from him. I guess I'll look that up too. But yeah. I guess what else is going on? I have finished oh yeah. Wait, did I already say that I might see Dead to Rights? Oh yeah, I think I did. I think the Unit 731 movie is also coming out soon too. Like next month or something. So I'll probably make reviews for both, actually. And for the people to see it, I guess. But going back to what I was talking about with Lenin and what is to be done, I think like yeah, this channel, I do kind of joke that I just make it for myself, but at the end of the day, I do hope that communism will save humanity before we all die from nuclear holocaust, because Israel is fucking insane and retarded. Obviously I hope for that. Sometimes it's hard to believe that it's actually gonna happen. But you press on, because it's like, what else are you gonna do? Just sit at home and like. Well, if you sit at home and do absolutely nothing, then it's definitely going to happen, right? So then I joke around, but at the end of the day, I do hope that I'm not an actual nihilist, I'm like kind of like... I think I used to have more nihilistic tendencies, and then I realized that's just kind of like Trotskyism in another way. Like Posadism is basically Trotskyism, right? So then... I'm trying to maintain revolutionary optimism, and one of the things in what is to be done is to basically, educate and agitate with agitprop. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. So what was I saying before that? Oh yeah. So I finally finished Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad again. I did watch them before in, I want to say, April, in preparations for writing this episode, but I think I got a little sidetracked in May and June. I'm not gonna lie. And so I didn't work on it, and so I forgot a lot of points. But this time around, I made sure to make a note every time I heard something that kind of like was, I think, could be relevant to the theory. But I'm actually glad I did it because now I'm even more confident that my theory is correct. I'm pretty sure, at least on some level, like what I'm almost positive of is that Walter White is supposed to signify Hitler, Gus is supposed to be Stalin, and Hector Salamanca is supposed to be Trotsky. These are three things I'm very certain of at this point, based on what I've seen. Gus and Walt is probably the strongest thing, like Gus being Stalin and Walt being Hitler is probably the strongest parts of the allegory that I can pretty much confirm like 100%. But everything just like fits. Everything like it's like it would not make sense if it was not intentional. It would have to be a coincidence of like epic proportions for it not to be coincidence. Lalo would be probably would be Trotsky's son. And who was, obviously in Paris and stuff like that in Europe, like causing trouble with, the Soviet Union. And so he was actively actually causing trouble with the Soviet Union in the 1930s. And he does die before Trotsky, 4 years before Trotsky in 1936. I think Stalin does finally get NKVD agents to kill him or poison him or something like that. So yeah, I actually thought he might be Bukharin. But I think that's probably more Tuco Salamanca. Bukharin's more of kind of like a wild card. The twins would be Zinoviev and Kamenev. And that's kind of like what I have in terms of the Trotskyites, because they're all Trotskyites. And then that would make Nacho Varga Ramon Mercader, right? Because he's in with the Trotskyites, right? He's a spy for Stalin and the Trotskyites. And he eventually causes Hector Salamanca's paralyzation. And in my theory, Hector Salamanca's paralyzation turns him into fucking Khrushchev. Because Khrushchev, as we know, is the one that destroys Stalin's legacy later on. So that's kind of like what I have in terms of the Salamancas are the Trotskyites, and Gus Fring is the Stalin of the story. Max Archienega is Lenin, which is his, lover or whatever. Skylar would be Vichy France. At first, she's opposed, obviously, to Walt's interests, and Skylar then later on is like, you know what? We're in this, so let's just fucking finish the job, right? She's kind of like, you know what? He's gonna die anyway, so why do that, Hank? Why come after us, Hank? Hank would probably be either Eisenhower or Patton. I'm not sure exactly which yet. I want to probably more say Patton, since Patton was more known as the Bulldog. But I wanna study Eisenhower and Patton a little bit more. But yeah, that's kind of like what I have. Pretty confident, just given the sheer amount of German references in the show. I'm just kind of like, why in the world would he make Germany so prominent? Because like, not many people realize this, but well, I guess like people realize this, but like in America, especially after World War II, Germany was always characterized, especially in film and TV, as being the worst of the worst and blah 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 because of the Nazis, right? And so everybody made fun of the German accent and blah blah blah. But I think actually the United States also had a second purpose of like demonizing German stuff, because Germany is where Marx also comes from. And if nobody knows any German or whatever, then nobody's going to look into Germany. They'll be like, oh, they're all fucking Nazis. They're all crazy, whatever. They're, who cares about Germany? They're all evil anyway, right? Like, if you already demonize Germany to the point where you're not even like looking at any of the aspects of the culture, you've already kind of like turned off Germany to most people in America, right? Because they automatically just assume, oh, they're just all Nazis and they're crazy or whatever. There's nothing really in German culture that I'm interested, like, whatever. Like, even, like, Goethe, right? He's supposed to be on the same level as Shakespeare. But I never even knew how to say his name, let alone knew who he fucking was until this year. I bought Faust, right? But I haven't fucking read any of it. And so when you think about that, right? Think about that aspect. You're just kind of like, wait. This show is really intentionally putting in every German reference it can. Magical Automotive was a German company, for example, and the engineers, Werner Ziegler was a German engineer. You'll notice actually that for example, when the Soviet Union was developing in the 1920s and 1930s, they were developing their industrial capacity, right? So guess who they brought over? They brought over German engineers and French engineers or whatever to help build stuff during the 1920s. They obviously in the show and breaking in Better Call Saul, you'll see that they actually interview a French engineer first, but they don't like him because he's too overconfident and it doesn't sound like he knows what he's talking about. So they bring the German guy. The German's guy's like, oh, I don't know. It's going to take a lot more time than you guys think. It's going to blah, blah, blah. And so they're like, Gus is like, oh, yeah, that's our guy because he knows how hard this job is going to be. And, like it was kind of like a test, right? Like it was like a thing. And so, yeah, Goethe. Oh, it's like a t or whatever. And so, like, when you think about all these fucking elements, you're just kind of like, okay, Germany, right? What do most people know Germany for? Obviously Nazis. But then, like, so when you look at other sorts of details, like the show is all about money. Like, the show talks about personal finances more than any other show I've ever seen in my life. Like, it has, like, it talks about the MasterCard. It talks about your insurance bill. It talks about, like, like medical expenses. And it talks about them to the dollar, right? It tries to estimate, like, kind of like an accurate figure to how much that all is going to cost. Like, for example, like in one of the episodes, Walt calculates how much he needs to, comfortably just die and leave his family with stuff. So when you think about that, it's all about kind of like the math, like and you look at these details, right? You're just kind of like, oh wait, this is like this show wouldn't exist if America had a decent healthcare system, right? And so one of the other details was that I learned about like 5 to 10 years ago was that when you look at Gale's bookshelf, it has like books like Marxist-Leninist Basics and Marx by Lenin or something. And you're just like, wait, I thought this guy was supposed to be a libertarian or whatever. And it's just kind of like, why would the show... Because, like, every detail, that every detail is thought of in this show. Like I'm sure there's been so many kind of, like, literary analyses on Breaking Bad about, like, the deeper meanings behind all these other things. They didn't have to do with the Nazis, right? But they had to do with, like, story elements and how these different motifs were weaved together, blah, blah, blah. So for this amount of, like, clues, and that every single thing is done on purpose. Like, when you see his bookshelf, it's not a bookshelf of a random person. This is a bookshelf of a character they created. They've carefully selected every fucking book that's supposed to be in this bookshelf. And they chose Marxist-Leninist texts in this supposed libertarian's bookshelf who works for a guy that might be more analogous to Stalin, right? So you're just kind of like, what are the connections that are happening here right now? And yeah, I guess for me, I don't know if there was like a smoking gun, but like Walt being turning 50, and you know, fucking Operation Himmler being when Hitler is 50. So it's just kind of like, I think that's pretty much what's like made it like, oh yeah, there's something going on here. Anyway, sorry for boring you guys about an episode I'm going to publish anyway, but that's what I've been working on. I know it looks like I haven't been working on shit, and I've been a little lazy. I'm not gonna lie. It's been probably like what 4 or 5 months since the last actual episode of this channel, so I apologize. But I hopefully will get this episode out by the end of the month, so then we'll have stuff to talk about then too. I realize that's probably a good thing to have, so I can talk about more shit and not just be fucking doing bullshit on streams all the time. But yeah, that's the plan. But yeah, I've been still reading stuff, reading shit. I just finished The German Ideology by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. To be honest, it's like a 560-page book, but most people can probably get what they need out of it in the first 110 or 150 pages. I feel like the next 400, 500 pages are it's just Marx shitting on other people who claim to be Hegelian or claim to be socialist or claim to know what they're talking about when they're talking about socialism. It's I think it's definitely an important piece of work because it's tracing the different schools of thoughts that were going on at the time. It's definitely an important historical piece, and for those who are heavily into Marxism, it's important because you need to trace all the different things that are going on. But if you're not like an academic and you're not really interested in that stuff, you can kind of get what you need after the chapter on Feuerbach. The chapter on Feuerbach is pretty much all you need in that book and the preface. But the other stuff, if you're really into Hegel and you're really into kind of like the young Hegelians and kind of like knowing what they were all about, then it could be interesting. That's my review. That's my pre. I don't know if I reviewed that on Goodreads. I also finished Kant biography. I'm finishing up a Hegel piece that's actually almost kind of like the German Ideology, except the 20th century version of it, where Dominique Lacerdo is more talking about how more modern philosophers are kind of trying to recontextualize Hegel as like this authoritarian conservative guy, which Dominique Lacerdo is like, nah, you're fucking retarded. Obviously, he does it much more eloquently than that. He's much more academic and very very he's just he's not biting or anything like that. I just like to say I'm speaking for him. Anyway, oh, damn it, I gotta fix my air conditioning, so just chat amongst yourself for a little bit. Anyway, you guys probably saw much more of my messy ass room. Whatever. What's going on, guys? I feel like I fucking chatted for a long ass time and Probably bored everyone to death. So sorry about that. But what's happening? What else is happening? I'll just put my... Oh yeah, I forgot to put my... It's just something I put in every time now. Just for material. If people want to ask me questions and don't want to ask it in the box, just always remember there's always a chat box to talk to me through. Yeah. You know what's funny? Like, there's this guy that I guess, like, I'm sort of friendly with online. But lately we've kind of gotten a little tiff. But what's funny is, like, he's trying to troll me by being, like, racist or whatever, or by doing these things, and I'm just kind of like, bro, you're like a male nurse. Like, I'm sorry, but male nurse, you can't troll anyone. If you're a male nurse, you just don't. Just stop, man. Just you're done. You're done. You know what I mean? Did you hear about Destiny's son becoming a groiper? Wait, so is he actually part of the Nick Fuentes group, or was he just an? Because I just thought he was a Nazi. I don't know if he was like a literal fucking groiper, but it's just like the same fucking shit. I mean, Nazis and Zionists are just... I mean, Destiny is a Zionist, right? So Nazis and Zionists are just two sides of the same coin. I mean, that whole family is just... I don't know. That kid could not have had a good... that kid could not have had a good fucking... time growing up. I mean, the male nurse wasn't trolling me about like my whatever. He was just kind of like trying to make racist comments about like whatever, or trying to, like, like how people when men argue or whatever, they try to like attack each other's manhood and stuff like that. And I was just kind of like, look, if that's the fight you want to, if that's the fight you want, like, come on, man. you can't like do a manhood fight when you're a fucking male like, not only he's like a fucking he's not even a nurse yet. He's a fucking in nursing school. Fucking motherfucker in nursing school trying to, front. And I'm just kind of like, are you kidding, man? Oh, man. I don't know why my nose is so itchy right here. I've been, like... Probably looks like I'm, like, putting my boogers all over my fucking fingers. Yeah, I don't want to out him right now. Only if he pisses me off more. It's not even actually worth that much to be outed. It was just funny to me. It's just funny. Things are just funny to me. It's just, and that's actually someone made a point today about like how fascists aren't really funny, but like Marx and Lenin, they're kind of. It's funny how people attack. It's funny how like leftists or some liberals try to attack me for being not mature or not like proper or being so vulgar or being so fucking, blah, blah, blah. But when you read Marx and Lenin, they literally write as if their opponents are retarded. They're like, oh, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, do that. They're obviously it's 1800s, so they're not saying like, fuck you or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But if they could in the 1800s, 1900s, or early 1900s, I feel like Lenin and Marx would have been like, yeah, you fucking retard. Like every other state. Like, you can read the subtext of you fucking retard when you read Marx and Lenin. Like the German ideology is literally 500 pages of you fucking retards. It's literally, you know what it is? It's like, I always joke that I'm kind of like the Eminem of Asian America. You know, like people, somebody was like trying to make fun of me by saying like, or trying to like insult me by saying like, oh, Doug thinks he's the Malcolm X of Asian America or whatever, trying to make me seem like I'm this arrogant, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm actually the Eminem of Asian America. You know, I'm the fucking troll. I'm the fucking guy that, you know, makes sure that I call every one of you fucking retards out. You know, and I joke that like, you know, without me was kind of like the song that I was going to cover and be like, yeah, call it the fucking boba liberals. I'm going to fucking call it whatever, blah, blah, blah. But then like, it's funny because like people are like, oh, you're so mature for going after people, blah, blah, blah. You know, like, you know, why can't you just let bygones be bygone, whatever. And, you know, like, yeah, you know, sometimes, as a matter of fact, I more let bygones be bygones than people think. You know, once I'm done with somebody, you know, it's like in my mind I'm done. It's like I did my I did my job. This guy is done. It's only the people who come back for more that I'm like, all right, you didn't learn the first time. It's time to fucking. You know? And so it's funny though, because like people are like, oh, Doug, you're so, oh man, like can't you let things go, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I mean, I'd like to, but some people don't learn their lesson and need further education, so to speak. So I'm happy to be the teacher in that regard. Call me Professor Kim, right? But like, I find that Lenin and Marx were doing the same fucking shit I was. Like in What Is to Be Done, he's doing the same shit. He's like these fucking fake ass economists, these fucking Bernsteinists, these fucking terrorists who were basically Maoists or Antifa people, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He was like, fuck these guys. And like left-wing communism. He's basically saying the same fucking shit. He's like, fuck these guys again. You know, he's in the What Is to Be Done in left-wing communism. Lenin is basically saying, fuck you leftists. And then, you know, Ho Chi Minh, oh shit. Ho Chi Minh, Stalin, Mao, they're all like, fuck the Trotskyites, right? They're like, fuck these Trotskyites too. So all the time, they're saying, fuck these fake ass motherfuckers. So in a sense, I'm just continuing the Marxist-Leninist trend of saying fuck the fake-ass phony fuck faces. And it's just people who are too like, oh, you gotta, you know, well, you're not nice. And I'm like, yeah, Marxism is not this fucking nice. Let's get along, guys. I want you to feel good about learning how you're fucking retarded. Like, no, I'm sorry, that's not a thing. You're just fucking retarded, and you need to know that you're retarded and to correct a retardation. I'm sorry. You know what it is? It's basically like the way liberals teach their children in schools. They teach, oh, if you make a mistake, oh, it doesn't matter, you're special and whatever. But Asian parents are like, oh, you're fucking retarded, and you need to not be retarded, or you're gonna be poor and destitute. And then that's how you get Asian success, and that's why you get white autistic retards. I don't even know where I'm going with that. I was ranting. I'm ranting and raving, you know. I like to do that because at the end of the day, everyone could say how much, you know. That's the other fucking thing too. Like, you know, last week about the China shit and whatever, blah blah blah. Like, oh, America loves China. It's like, okay, America loves China, really? Oh, they have this Sinophilic tradition. They don't even fucking care about liberation. Like, even the fucking ACP does not care about Asian Liberation Day. Like, how far behind are you on knowing what the fucking American attitude on China is? If you can't even see that the party that you represent doesn't even care. Like, that's the whole thing. They're like, oh, Doug, you care too much about race. Oh, talk too much about Asian shit. I was like, well, You guys don't talk enough about it. So guess what? I'm trying to fix the fucking average here, because the average should be a decent, at least somebody fucking talking about August 15th, the way we had a whole fucking convention centered around, you know, the May Day, the May Victory Day, the Soviet Victory Day. We had the whole fucking convention centered around that fucking date, and we don't even say fucking jack all about August 15th. That really convinces me this is a party that cares about Asian people. It's like, what like grounds do they have to argue with me anymore about that shit? They have no fucking grounds. Like, I am in the fucking right here, no matter what the fuck they say. They literally do not give a shit. They've said so much fucking cringe shit about China. And I'm like trying to like correct them in the call-in way, and then like when I actually get frustrated and are like, you guys are fucking full of shit and don't know what the fuck you're talking about, they get angry at me. And like, what the fuck am I supposed to do, you dumb fucks? And we're like, when I get angry at white people, they're like, oh, everybody should watch this. Oh, I'm offended because I'm white, and you called out white people for being ignorant about Asian stuff, so I'm gonna It's like, shut the fuck up. No, really, just shut the fuck up. Like, I don't give a fuck. I actually do not give a fuck. You know, you could take that passive aggressive shit somewhere else, because I know exactly what you're fucking doing. It's just like fucking nonsense. You know, I don't have the energy for that, D. Wallace. Unfortunately, I do still feel like it's still the best chance anyone's got of making a communist party in America, that's for sure. So until I feel like it's absolutely hopeless, I'm probably going to stick it out, especially since my parents are still here. That's like the main reason. If my parents were in Korea safe and sound, I might consider getting the fuck out of here. I'm just kind of like, you know what? Why should I break my back for people who don't even have the back of... Why should I break my back for a party that doesn't even fucking recognize August 15th? Like, for real. For real. For fucking real. Like, what do you guys... Like, do you guys even know what communism is? Like, where do people get the fuck off talking, like, criticizing me? Where do you guys get off? Where do Western Marxists get off on criticizing me about race? Literally could not give less of a shit. And I tried to do it the right way, too. I tried to be like, you know, let's try to do an event. Let's try to do an event for this, blah, blah, blah. I even told some people, and they're like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Nothing. No one gives a fucking shit. That's how much they fucking care about Asian people. It's just like... That's why I always say, like, I think the average American doesn't realize how much they actually hate Asian people. Like, they think that, oh, yeah, like, we're not racist against you. I'm not hate criming you, right? Like, blah, blah, blah. But the average fucking American, average person in the West just fucking hates Asian people. Like, not in, like, the I actively hate them, but it's more in a way of, like, I'd rather they not exist and I not see them. And in a way that's almost even worse. It's almost even kind of like, because I'm not actively hateful, I occupy this morally righteous ground. And if you're offended by me not wanting you in my presence or whatever, not wanting to hear your opinions or not wanting to hear whatever you have to say, then that's on you for being too sensitive, for wanting attention. Yeah, at the end of the day, America is just a fucking pirate ship. It's a pirate ship where, you know, people came here to make money because they saw that this place was stealing everyone else's money. So they were like, you know what? I got, you know what immigrating to America is like? Immigrating to America is basically like joining a gang, being like, hey, this gang is powerful and knows what it's doing. It's getting money. You know what? I'm just join this fucking gang. Obviously, obviously not the people who kind of like were refugees or came here because their countries were fucking literally bombed to shit, especially like, Korea and Vietnam, right? Obviously not those kinds of immigrants, but like the immigrants who have they can choose to stay in their country or they can choose to move to America where they can make more money. That's essentially when they have that choice, that's essentially what they're saying, right? They're saying, hey, this gang is making a lot more money than I could when I'm with when I'm at home. So I'm going to join this gang. I mean, I guess, yeah, you can be ignorant about the way American imperialism operates. I guess like they do make it, but at the end of the day, if you think about it enough, that's what people are fucking doing. But yeah. Anyway, I don't want this. I don't want the stream to be continually like Doug shits on his enemies. But I guess that's what people want to hear. That's what gets the views. That's what gets the engagement. Damn it! Why am I so fucking itchy on my nose? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, guys. Like, are you guys planning on staying in America for much longer? I feel like I don't know. The recent Russia stuff does worry me because I'm like, oh, are they just kind of like shutting down the Russia stuff so they could just focus fire on China and like fucking prepare the Nazi fucking push and basically realize everything that I've been talking about. Where would you go, D Wallace, if you had the money? Where would you go and why? And what's your ethnicity, by the way, if you can share those things? Hello? Did you maybe there's too much delay. Is there too much delay on my thing? Oh. Yeah, I mean, South Korea probably did become a lot better of a destination once Yoon Suk Yeol was booted. Um, I don't know how it is now. I don't know how the situation's going to turn out. Um, but yeah, to be honest, where in America are you, China man? Other Asian countries would too. Yeah, I guess that's true. Um, why do you have no choice, China man? Yeah, I just like was looking at some there was this tweet on Twitter today where they just showed like Chinese senior citizens at some home. They were doing all these like, they were doing all this they were doing like mind games too, like, just simple mind games to like keep the mind going. And they would do like group drum sessions where like they would have classes doing drums. The only other time I saw that shit in America was this like fucking TV show of a nursing home, which A, was probably one of the fucking bougiest, nursing homes in America. And B, even if it was, I'm sure they were all fucking actors. And I'm like, no one in that nursing home cares that much. Like, I'm just kind of like, man, if my parents are kind of like unable to take care of themselves at some point, I would against their will send them back to Korea. I would be like, you are not going to a nursing home here. We are going straight back to the motherland. I don't give a fuck if you're okay to travel or not. You're even if dying on the fucking plane would be preferable than going to a nursing home. Fucking bullshit here. Kidding me? That's where fucking the fucking Cuomo killed a bunch of senior citizens from COVID. You wanna live there? It's like fucking ridiculous. Like, that's why I'm like, do I want to live in fucking America when I get old? Fuck no. Like, once my parents are pass away or whatever, I'm fucking out of here. Especially if it's still capitalist. That's basically like, if the revolution hasn't happened and my parents are passing away, I'm pretty much leaving the country, because there's just no reason. There's just no reason for me to fucking, do shit for people that would not blink twice if I got killed. That's the fucking gist of it, really. Like, if I was killed tomorrow, like, half the party would not give a shit. And so why should I spend my own fucking social capital, personal time on, stuff that's like, it's like, I don't know what else to say here. I don't know what to, I truly don't. I truly don't. And it's funny because, like, I brought it up when somebody was like, oh, we want some real criticism of the ACP. And I said, basically, a gist of, like, very kindly, too. I was like, basically, the ACP is out of its depth on Asian geopolitics. And the guy was like, oh, so angry at me, like, whatever. Like, oh, I was like, I was just literally doing what you requested. I was putting a legitimate criticism of the ACP. And you fucking crashed out on me for literally just, it wasn't even like this, like, oh, the ACP is like full of racists or whatever. It was literally just the ACP does not know what it's talking about when it's about Asian geopolitics, which is fucking true. I'm sorry, but it's true. It's fucking true. When you have think about this. When you have Zhang Yu so close to so many members of the EB and the Politburo, think about this. If Zhang Yu was so influential, if Zhang Yu was so powerful, like, why haven't communist organizations in China latched onto the ACP yet? Why is Zhang Yu not big enough in communist China, who he talks about all the fucking time, and he talks about all the fucking time about owning whatever, blah, 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 yet he has no fucking influence in China itself? So ask yourself, what is the value of somebody who can't even get popular preaching to the fucking choir? Like, he's literally preaching to the fucking choir in China, right? And yet nobody in China actually really gives a shit. Yeah, like some fucking, like, random person from a news org or whatever might put him on, blah, blah, blah. But the CPC still recognized the CPUSA over us. So it's like, again, you clearly have no idea who the fuck to follow when it comes to Asian geopolitics, right? Or what the fuck is even going on, or what even influences China or Asian people. And clearly, because you didn't do anything for August 15th. Like, that's the fucking bare minimum, too. That's the fucking bare minimum. Like, you couldn't even pretend to care about Asian people for one fucking day of the fucking year. The most important day in communist history about fucking Asia. You couldn't even fucking recognize this one fucking day. And you expect me to mea culpa about my criticisms about race and Asian people, about ACP? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? Like, honestly. Like, anyone from the ACP, you can talk to me about this. I don't fucking care. You can put me up on board, whatever. I am so confident in this position. Like, you cannot argue against this position. This position is fucking ironclad. Like, I knew that they were going to ignore it too. I even knew it. And that's why I tried to nudge some people a certain way to see if they would do anything about it. And like I predicted, they didn't. It is the easiest fucking thing. It was the easiest fucking thing to even just put out a statement about the fucking day. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the investigation thing. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and see if the main page said something about it. Okay. I guess the August 15th Korea did win its freedom. All right. So sure, I guess they made a thing about North Korea and Japanese colonization. But it's like, yes, but the rest of fucking Asia also liked what happened too. It's like the rest of fucking, what? It was just the Jews that, wanted the Nazis to fall? No, it was all of fucking Europe. It was all America. It was the fucking world that like celebrated the Nazis. It's not just the Korean people that celebrate the fall of Japan. Okay, yeah, that's nice. But and that I am pretty confident I know who even pushed for that. Like I know somebody who is into Asian stuff who probably pushed for that. But even that's like fucking not even the bare minimum is to say like, yeah, this is a fucking victory day over Japan. This is just as important, if not more, than the fucking victory day over the Nazis. Because guess what? The Soviet Union doesn't even fucking exist anymore. So you're celebrating a victory day over a country that doesn't even fucking exist over the fucking victory day of the socialist projects that still fucking exist. That's the crazy part to me. You guys are celebrating fucking losers. That's like, and they say to me all the time, like, or they say all the time, like, oh, like leftists always follow losers or whatever, blah blah blah. And it's like that's what you guys are fucking doing. All you do is parade around Che Guevara and fucking Soviet shit, Stalin all the time, and whatever, and you're just kind of like, Where's the shine for Ho Chi Minh? Where's the shine for Kim Il Sung? The Vietnam and North Korea, last I checked, are still socialist countries. It's just kind of like there's no even appreciation that the Asian man fucking preserved socialism in the first place. If the Asian man didn't fucking preserve socialism, you wouldn't even fucking be talking about this. We would be fucking in techno-feudal fascism today, right now, if we didn't have fucking China. If we didn't have the Asian man to preserve fucking socialism. How do you know the ACP's demographics? Like, I'm just kind of like, what is happening? And that's why, like, when last year, when I saw the Politburo, they had no fucking, or the EB, they had no fucking Asian people on it whatsoever. And I was like, there were people who were like, Asian guys who were like, yo, what's up with that? And I was just kind of like, I was trying to give them benefit of the doubt, actually, at the time. I was like, you know what? It's probably, they don't want us to be seen as like, doing diversity for diversity's sake. So I kind of get it. It's just kind of like, blah, 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 whatever. But then like in the past few months, I'm just being like, you know what? you know what? There's some criticisms that need to be criticized. There's some criticisms that need to be fucking levied right now. And, I try to do it the right way. You guys might say, like, oh, you're airing out a public laundry, blah, 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 whatever. I try to do it through the proper channels. I always fucking... That's the thing about, like, everyone tries to say that I'm this wild card and blah, 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 and don't do things like, I just like to, march to my own beat and whatever. But no, when I fucking, go against something, it's because I've done every single proper step before and saw a lot of fucking bullshit that never got resolved. So it's like, I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm gonna talk about this shit to my 8 people watching right now, and I don't give a fuck. You could say, oh, everyone should watch Doug's new stream today and be offended by it. Go ahead. Go right the fuck ahead, my guy. Or my guys. Oh, I'm sure there's fucking glowies in the ACP. That's what I'm fucking saying. Like, the glowies, they're trying to attack me because they see, like, I'm fucking pretty sure, they told me this guy wasn't a glowy. Well, he's not part of the ACP anyway, but I'm like, there needs to be a more thorough investigation here because, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Haz is entertaining. I do, I mean, I will say the party does do good work. The party itself, it does do good work, or it's trying to do things the Leninist way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in it. If I thought that the party wasn't doing actually good work, I would be gone already. It'd be over. I'd be done. That's the thing. Like, that's the tough part. It's just kind of like, yeah, they don't give a shit about Asian people, but nobody does. So is that really on them? And is that a thing that they can learn to correct? We'll see, I guess, right? We'll see, right? And it's just kind of like, well, it's like the best out of a bunch of shitty fucking options. And unfortunately, the delta between them and the next option is like a chasm of like, yeah, if I was not in the ACP, I would probably consider my options of getting the fuck out of the country a lot more. I would think about that much more acutely. Or at least not in LA. I think LA is just, I don't know. LA's LA. But even in California, I am one of 2 Asian members, I think. Or 2 fully Asian members. And one of them is close with Haas, like through non-related stuff. Like non-related Asian stuff. So I'm really the only Asian who joined and is cognizant of like Asian communism. I'm literally the only one in California. Like, how is that even fucking possible? How is that possible that a communist party in the state of fucking California has only one person who joined because of Asian communism? Like, how does that work? And that's the thing too. Like, when people ask me about, when Asian guys ask me about the party, I can't full-throatedly endorse it because I'm just kind of like, I can't, if they bring this stuff up, like the stuff that's been going on, yeah, I can't be like, yeah, that's not bullshit, because it is. And so I'm just kind of like, What am I to do, guys? What am I to do? Am I supposed to promote shit that I don't believe in? Or that I don't believe that's doing what I think it should be doing, I guess? Or even, like, considering it. That's the thing, too. It's like, not only they're not doing anything, but it's just kind of like, it's not even on their radar. It's not even something that they even, like... Yeah. But I don't fucking know. I always waver. I mean, in the past 5 years, even in all the time in the past 5 years, I've just kind of been wavering. Like, is it too late for America? Is it too late? Well, I'll tell you one thing. If they continued, like, that's the thing too, like, about, because, like, historically speaking, why did Western communism fail? Because one of the reasons is because they didn't listen to Asian people. Like the French Communist Party, for example. Ho Chi Minh was saying, hey, you shouldn't just care about imperialism because it's wrong or morally bad. You should care about imperialism because literally the capitalists are becoming more powerful because they can extract all that value for themselves and build institutions at home in France that are more powerful to, you know, exploit you at home as well. So it's like you should care about this thing because they're getting resources. The bourgeoisie is like getting resources from Vietnam that you guys aren't even touching. But the French people, they didn't understand jack shit. They were just like, je ne sais pas, I am French. I am fucking retarded. You know? And like Ho Chi Minh was like, you fucking retards. And so that's why he went to the Soviet Union, because he was like, I can't deal with these fucking retards. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, you are late, I guess, Paul. But, I mean, wouldn't you know that? I always started around 8. But yeah, the other thing too is like, you know, in Germany, the KPD was like, oh, we don't want to talk about the Jewish question because that's not part of Marxism, or we're not talking about like German Nazi anti-Semitism because that stuff should already be apparent to anyone who's logical that that's not a thing. Yeah, people who are logical know that that's not a fucking thing, or like a good thing to make, you know, judgments based on someone's fucking anti-Semitism, whatever. But the average fucking American and the fucking gall of motherfuckers coming at me with Kung Fu Panda. I'm just kind of like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You know what? This is making me more nihilist, you know? This is making me feel like there is no hope for America, because I'm just kind of like, if the fucking Communist Party can't even recognize, you know, this day, this monumental, like how monumental this day really is for Asians, I'm just kind of like, okay. All right. Cool. It just comes from this like, ugh, God. I feel like it comes from this idealistic view that if Americans just pull themselves up from the bootstrap, they could become China too, very soon and very quickly. And I'm just kind of like, yeah, don't know about that, guys. That's kind of in utopia land. It's like they take this idea that Lysenko, you know, like that there's that anyone can do anything with genetics, and that all genetic theory is just racial theory or eugenics theory, and it's all been disproven or whatever, blah blah blah, and that IQ isn't a thing. And for the most part, like if we're talking about from, you know, 2 standards even of IQ, from like 70 to 130, I could see how that isn't a thing per se, right? But once we get on the bounds of like genius level, like beyond 130, I'm sorry, but there is no amount of fucking quote unquote hard work that a 100 IQ person can do if the fucking 140 plus is like working just as hard. You're just gonna get smoked every time. It's just not even fucking like it's because they base their theories on being like these young fucking Gen Z kids who don't know how the fucking world actually works. They just like take Lysenko theory and be like, oh yeah, we should extrapolate it to ad infinitum to all like talk about genetics and intelligence. You know, it's very clear that none of them have actually done engineering work at all or understand like advanced math at all. Like it's just so fucking clearly obvious that they do not understand mathematics and how it operates. And it's just kind of like when Asian people see that, that's also fucking cringe because Asian people, we do understand intelligence. We understand what it takes to get to the top. We understand the grit necessary. And we also understand that some people are, by whatever you want to call it, they are much more gifted. Like when I went to my linear algebra class at Duke, you know, I went into it thinking I was like a fucking all-star like math guy because like, you know, I crushed my county's math Olympiads and like, you know, got 800s on the SAT 2s or SAT 1s math stuff like with my eyes fucking closed. You know, it was just that fucking easy. But then once I went to the fucking advanced linear algebra class at Duke, I was like, holy shit, there are level 5 autists in this group. I need to get the fuck out because this class is just going to lower my grade point average and it doesn't even count that much more. It was like, why did I take this fucking honors class? It's just going to ruin my GPA. Oh, we want some to. There we go. Oh no, I didn't. How do I? There we go. Banned because I don't give a fuck. You can just watch from the sidelines, buddy. Yeah. So, what was I talking about? I don't even fucking know. I'm just like ranting. And you know what? It's a free fucking country. That's what this is. It's First Amendment rights. What up, Wang Nietzsche? What's bruh? What's swaying you, Paul? I'm curious. What's swaying you towards Fuentes over the ACP? Yeah, exactly, Andrew. Like, Google image the American math team. If stuff gets real bad, like if I think it's going to be turned to Nazi America and we're going to be sent to the camp, like obviously it's not going to, the form of how Nazi America's not going to look like the internment camps. It's not going to look like concentration camps, I'm sure. It's going to look something different. Where like obviously the form is not going to be the same as it was before because that'd be too obvious, right? Fascism usually, or, you know, even the capitalists, they usually don't repeat things that didn't work because whatever. But if I sense that things are not going to be good for Asians, I would get the fuck out. And I've already kind of said that multiple times before. What would you say is hot fire? And do you listen to Haas? I'm curious. And why don't you think Haas is spitting hot fire? I mean, Nick does have his moments. He understands how to entertain, for sure. Um, what's Yeah, that too. Oh, funny. Yeah, check out Haas. I'm curious to see. Check out his earlier stuff though, because he's a lot more reserved these days because he's chairman. But check out his like stuff from like 2021 and 2022. He goes off on people. That's another funny thing too. Like everyone's like, "Oh, dog, you're so crazy," blah blah blah. Like when you look at Haas's streams from 2021, he's like 10x crazier than me. I'm like, dude's fucking out of his mind, and then talking to me as if like the EB talking to me as if I'm a fucking wild card. I'm just kind of like, ah, God. No worries, Paul. You know, it's not that serious. Yeah, because that's the thing. Like, fascism looks different in every like just like communism with Chinese characteristics, right? Communism in the Soviet Union doesn't look like communism in fucking or even fascism in Italy didn't look like fascism in Japan. It didn't look like fascism in Germany. They had their own kind of brands of fascism or even just imperialism. Like the British had a different system than the French, I'm sure. It kind of takes different forms. It's like whatever works, right? What's probably gonna happen is like they're gonna probably like. Actually, I don't even fucking know what they're gonna do, but clearly it doesn't even fucking matter because Asians are so irrelevant and invisible that you know nobody thinks of August 15th as they do May 8th or whatever. So that's the thing too. It's like they don't even have to be that creative, I'm sure. Something will happen, they'll figure something out, and then nobody will say anything. And we're gonna have a repeat of that stupid Holocaust memorial thing where it's just kind of like uh let's see. So we're gonna have yeah, that's what's gonna happen. Anyway, I just had these fucking retards coming to my stream and proving my point. Like that's how much they disrespect Asians. They come into a stream about being disrespectful to Asians just to disrespect me. So they're actually thank you, guys. You're proving my point. So when the board comes down on me, I guess for this, I'll have plenty of fucking evidence to show you. I'll have fucking plenty of fucking evidence to show you. Like you can fucking try to criticize me all you want, but I got the fucking receipts. I got the fucking evidence. Which debate are you talking about? Joel Davis? Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean has debates retards all the time. So, yeah, it's going to be funny. Anywho, um yeah, I guess done for the day. If I get that card, I will be streaming Death Stranding on Thursday. Hopefully I will be done with the Breaking Bad episode by end of month. I wanna give myself to end of month. That's somewhat ambitious, but I think I can do it. Switch the YouTube chat from top chat to live chat. What's top chat to live chat? This is the wait, how do I feel like chat? Oh. Wait, what did the top chat do? Were people getting banned? I think I fixed it. It should be live chat, right? There you go. All right, let me see the NGL before I leave. See if anyone asked me a question. Is there any... Wait, when did this... Last week. Okay, so this is last week, but I'll answer it anyway. Oh, weird. What messages were... Oh, interesting. Is there any major conspiracy theory that you don't believe? You appear to believe in conspiracy about 9/11, JFK assassination, coronavirus, pandemic, etc. If there's a major conspiracy theory you reject as implausible, I would like to know which one and why. I would say the biggest conspiracy theory, I would say I'm not really believing in is probably the faked moon landing one. And that's more just because that'd be really, really hard to pull off successfully. Because, you know, the Soviets are looking for any sort of, like, proof that it was fake. And so if Soviets were looking for shit and they didn't find anything, and to get all those people at NASA to all fucking go along with it, it feels a little ambitious for that to be a conspiracy theory. So that one, pretty sure isn't. 9/11, 100% conspiracy theory. Like, yes, true. JFK assassination, that's like 1,000,000,000% true. Like, that's like not even that's not even conspiracy theory. That's just fact in my mind. What else did he mention? Corona pandemics. I mean, that was engineered by the United States. Fort Detrick. That's a fact. What else is there? UFOs. UFOs, as in objects that we didn't identify. Yeah, I believe in those. We just didn't identify those objects. I don't believe in aliens. Unless I see a fucking alien in the flesh, I'm not believing in aliens. Exactly. Like, when you see the heat map of UFO sightings around the world, they're all concentrated in the United States. It's like, what? Only fucking Americans can see, you know? And that's funny, too, because America is one of the most highly lit countries in the world, right? With electricity. So there's all that light pollution, and you're telling me that all these UFO sightings are in the country that has the most light pollution? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's just like random bullshit nonsense. Let's be real. It's all fucking bullshit. Um, Ted Cruz Tucker had his moment against Ted Cruz, but then you realize dude is just fed. Yeah, I mean, everything is controlled opposition. If you're making, look, Tucker Carlson, first of all, I mean, once Putin basically outed him as being the son of a CIA agent, he was just kind of like, oh wait, I didn't know that. Wait, what? Really? My dad? My dad? Like, are you kidding me? That guy is such a fucking asset. And, like, someone like Tucker Carlson, I'm sorry, but if you're, like, a gajillionaire, you are part of the establishment. There's no amount of money that, like, or there's no amount, well, I guess I'm a millionaire myself, but if you're a gajillionaire still making gajillions of dollars, by peddling shit like media, you're part of the establishment still. You're just controlled opposition. So, you would say, Paul Kim, you would say that I speak from the heart, right? I speak from the heart. You know? I speak from the fucking heart, but I also speak from the fucking brain. I speak with these two combined. And people can't fucking handle that. It'd be more surprising if Tucker wasn't. Exactly. XNB. There's a guy on the Twitch stream chiming in. Exactly. There'd be... Tucker is like... Yeah, he's got millions of followers. Even when he was kicked off Fox News, he had a whole fucking bajillion... Like, yes. Like, even Alex Jones is probably, like, captured by the establishment now. You know? He's been saying all this pro-Israel shit. I'm just kind of like, yeah, this motherfucker. They took all of this shit from the Sandy Hook shit, and they were like, hey, if you want all your shit back, just stay on fucking topic. Stay on what we want you to say. At least about Israel. You can say all the bullshit you want about every fucking thing else. But about Israel, you got to stay on topic. You got to stay on. Yeah. You tune in for the passion. That's right. That's right. You know, all these other kind of like, not even just ACP leftists, but like Marxists online. You could just tell they're they're just so fucking. It's just like so academic and blah blah blah. Just doing these readings on whatever, and just kind of like, if Lenin were around, he would not. He would be like, "What the fuck is this bullshit agitprop you guys are making? This does not do anything. You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing. You guys need some fucking pizzazz. You need some fucking passion. You need some fucking." What's ACP's plans earlier? Oh, maybe he wasn't here for that. But yeah, see, he wasn't here for that. By the way, is this a good time for y'all? I don't know if like you guys wanted like a later or earlier stream, or whatever, since it's mostly probably like the same 15 people or so. I don't think there's too much outside traffic. I might as well just cater to the people I have in here. But anyway, yeah, I said anyway. I'm about to end like 10 minutes ago, and it didn't end. So anyway, that was the last question. I'll put that in next time again, and hopefully I'll have Death Stranding playing tomorrow, or not for the next stream. I'll have that Breaking Bad episode hopefully by the end of the month, and yeah, look forward to all that stuff, and yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, later. Wait, what message is showing up on stream? What did you? I mean, like sometimes YouTube just censors stuff if you say stuff that's not kosher. You see what I did there? Anyway, okay, that's it for me. All right, see you Thursday. Bye bye.